Sometimes the staff is the Karens. Everyone likes to act like the staff is always in the right and never be Karens, but I disagree. So many times I'll be super polite and get attitude or rude tones when I'm just trying to ask a question. I'm not even gonna lie, they're lazy too. I don't care if you get paid min wage, you still gotta do your job. Yes, they are super underpaid, they deserve more. I can't even argue, but you still gotta put on a face and do your job. Of course, never be rude to these people working, but hell, they're rude to me. Even though I never say anything or correct them, I just let it go. I'm not gonna have a fight with an employee or scream. That's so pathetic. And the laziness is so clear in today's working force. Okay, so I went with my BF to Walmart the other day and he went to return something and the lady was totally being super rude for no reason. Questioned him why he was returning something and my BF said it stopped working and she said that's what they all say and it wasn't a good enough reason. Like WTFF. My BF doesn't give a shit, but I thought that was so unnecessary. You can just tell some people really hate their job and are rude and annoying to you. Not okay. Like the entirety of TSA? Another unpopular opinion I agree with. I've worked various service jobs quite recently. I agree people need to be paid way more. But yes, the rudeness towards me is misdirected. It's the shitty companies that need to be organized against. Be cool with me like I am cool to you. That's exactly how I was as an employee. Lol, I swear all of our DoorDash is just a bunch of assholes who can apparently never be wrong about anything. Yeah, don't have to be this omega chipper gushy worker for minimum wage. But definitely don't need to act like we're ruining your day either. Just do your job and go home. On the topic of laziness, it's interesting to note that they will justify their bad attitude with the minimum wage stuff and say they have no incentive to do a good job, but they all act surprised when businesses start replacing them with computers and robots. If you are rude and lazy to the customers, then I don't think you're underpaid. Once I went to a hip cafe and asked if a sandwich could be made without the bread. As a salad, you know, just put the contents of the sandwich on top of a bed of lettuce. Not that weird or uncommon of a request, I thought. The person taking my order told me he was too high to deal with this and then walked away to find someone else to take my order. And of course they swivel the iPad around for you to leave a 25 tip. It's a shitty job, so I try not to take it personally. I know how it feels feeling like absolute shit and then not being able to force a happy upbeat persona to every other person. A lot of Redditors are people who can fuck up a sandwich for 20 hours a week, but still deserve 6 figures. So I'd take their evaluation of who is and isn't the entitled party with a dump truck full of salt. You're right that the backlash against unreasonable customers went overboard several years ago and has resulted in extremely unreasonable employees now. Some people don't want to be bothered. It's as simple as that. If you go to a restaurant and start bothering the chefs in back who don't need to interact with you, they have every right to be annoyed. I have a very particular job at my company and it doesn't involve handling customers, and yet I'm annoyed the minute one of them comes to my office to start asking me questions because they don't want to wait for the people whose job is to talk to them. You're making a lot of generalizations and I'm also struggling to follow along with your sentence structure. They're lazy too. Who's lazy? All staff workers? What kind of staff are you even talking about? Some staff members are rude. Some aren't. Not everything needs to be generalized. It's not an unpopular opinion to think that some humans who work as a part of a staff can be rude at times. The being rude part 1 agree with. But I don't give a shit if they wanna be lazy or not. They're always hella underpaid for what's expected of them, and I sure as shit wouldn't be doing my damnedest either. Apostrophes are for showing possession, not plural. Why haven't people learned this? The staff can't be a Karen. They have no choice but to be there. You have the choice to leave. A Karen is someone going out of their way to get up in other people's business and causing trouble. Out of a sense of entitlement. Particularly when that person can't leave. The staff can be rude, lazy, annoying, or just plain terrible. But not a Karen. You think maybe it's hard for people to put on a face when they're getting paid a disrespectfully low amount? I'd absolutely love to see you do what you're asking of people. Go work minimum wage with a smile on your face. I bet money you've never done it by just how you talk. I don't expect or want anyone to put on a fake face for me. I prefer that they aren't all super pleasant. It just feels phony to me. Just as long as they are doing their jobs and not spitting in my food or whatnot, I'm good. Shitty treatment at Walmart just goes with the territory. You could always go to Target or someplace else. It's literally their job to ask why you're returning it. Like they have to do that? Have you worked at Walmart? YX did while we were together. Shit, have him panic attacks because of both customers and management. I'm not defending any behavior here, but big box store employees are not there to help you. They're there to stock. You being there, asking questions means you're getting in their way and keeping them from their next pallet. It's a terrible model for business when you feel like you're bothering someone who works there by asking a question. I agree this is a somewhat unpopular opinion. I'd add that it also sounds like something a Karen would say. For minimum wage you get minimum effort. This post, brought to you by Deflective Karen. A blamer from way back. You still gotta put on a face, no they don't lol, you are the Karen. This has got to be some kinda satire, right? This is Karen explaining how they aren't a Karen, bingo. Great post-op. I also find that mustache douchebag people love to post very annoying. X200B. Also WTF at Walmart asking why you wanted to return it. Walmart has never asked me why. I really agree with this one. It goes both ways. Both sides need to have respect for each other and basic manners. You're the asshole. Wait, wrong subreddit. Okay Karen. So many times I'll be super polite and get attitude or rude tones when I'm just trying to ask a question. Sure. No offense, but you give off Karen vibes. Karen posting. The Karens what? The plural of Karen is Karens. Not Karens. Take notes everyone. Are the Karens. Why oh why do I see so many people apostrophizing plural words? It grinds my gears. That's why I buy pretty much everything from Amazon. No dealing with people. The post office is insanely hostile. The Karens what? I actually agree, and I have been on the other side. There's no need to go above and beyond in rudeness, honestly. I am convinced that airport staff, not just the TSA, specifically hire Karens. I am super nice to service staff, but checking in staff, TSA, etc., have been the only people to ever actually push my buttons. The only time flying is okay is when I am on the actual plane. Service jobs are hard. Most of us have worked them at some point. But if you are just going to be a Karen or a jaded jerk to even normal customers, please go piss off somewhere else. Def non-unpopular. Especially if they work in food service. People act like those folks are God's true children and can do no wrong. And don't forget that you must tip at least $25 for them deigning to help you.